Come on, you stupid. Hank. Come on. Come on.
What did the script say at the audition?
When I auditioned for Five Nights at Freddy's, originally my audition involved me being killed by Bonnie by having the guitar shoved through my back and out my stomach. So that was the audition as scripted, which was different from what actually happened in the movie, of course. Also, in that audition, I fought against Chica to protect Carl, who was my son. And so I beat up on Chica with a baseball bat until Chica knocked the bat out of my hand.
What was the friendship that was most strengthened during the filming of the film?
Oddly enough, I knew a lot of people that were going to be on set. The stuntman that played Freddy Fazbear is a guy by the name of Kevin Foster, and I've known him for many years, as well as the person that played Mike's dad is a friend of mine named Garrett, and I probably got closer to Joseph Poliquin, who played Carl, who was my son in the movie, and we've become really tight friends. I see him all the time. In fact, I just saw him this weekend at the Cult Classic Comic Con, where we both did some signings. Oddly enough, I knew a lot of people that were going to be on set. The stuntman that played Freddy Fazbear is a guy by the name of Kevin Foster, and I've known him for many years, as well as the person that played Mike's dad is a friend of mine named Garrett, and I probably got closer to Joseph Poliquin, who played Carl, who was my son in the movie, and we've become really tight friends. I see him all the time. In fact, I just saw him this weekend at the Cult Classic Comic Con, where we both did some signings.
What do you think of what critics say about the movie? Does that affect you, or do you have a different opinion?
Well, the only critics that I'm really concerned about are the fans of the franchise. So it was what they felt is what mattered most to me. Now, in the beginning, there was some reviews that came from the critics that were a little bit unfavorable, but they weren't the fans. And I will say, once I read one or two of those, I got a little nervous. But then when I started hearing all of the fans on Twitter and on Instagram, and they told me how much they loved it and that it felt like a love letter to the fans, I was happy to hear that, because all of us, we want to serve the fans. We want the fans to be happy. And, it's hard to please everybody, but we really want to please as many fans as we can, because without the fans, there is no us. There's no movie. There's no, all of this that we're experiencing would not happen. I also think that Blumhouse listens to the fans. So if they feel strongly about something, I think Blumhouse wants to make sure that they do the best they can to make sure that they meet the fans' expectation and surpass it if possible.
Did you ever wear the Bonnie suit? It would be fun to see a photo or something like that.
No, I was never in the Bonnie suit. It was made for Jade, who is the performer of the suit, and he's a lot smaller and a lot skinnier than me. So if I'd have gotten into the suit, it would have probably popped.
In your opinion, do you think that something in the recording was wrong or had to be repeated?
No, not that I saw. I think everything went great. In fact, we were having fun on set, and we were being creative. And, everybody talks about my scream. Now, that wasn't originally written into the script. It was one of those moments where it happened in the middle of the performance and the recording, and then things got built around it because it was just one of those really cool events that happened and helped tell the story. So, I didn't see anything. Everything I saw was amazing. I watched Foxy run down the hall for the first time. That looked so cool. I watched Joseph get his face eaten off by a cupcake. That looked so cool. Uh, yeah, everything I saw was amazing. And, we do several takes of things as it is when we're filming just to make sure that we get everything. But everything we shot just really looked good.
If you could ask Scott or Emma Tammy something that you didn't understand, what would it be?
I understand pretty much everything in the movie, and it all makes sense to me. The only question I guess I would ask really involves one of the deleted scenes between myself and Kat and Jeff and Carl, and it's the scene with Bonesy, the dog. And so I'm curious. Sometimes scenes get cut because it doesn't further the story, or it causes the story to drag in its pacing. So I'd be curious if that were the reason that it became a deleted scene, or the other reason I always wondered was, were they worried about Bonesy the dog runs off screen and we don't see him again? So I think I would ask Emma um, if that deleted scene came from pacing, storytelling, or trying to figure out what happened to Bonesy the dog.
If you could make a FNAF fan game, what would you put in it to attract attention or make it different from the rest?
If I were going to make a fan game, of course I would make it about Hank. And it would be me whistling Toreador while using my baseball bat to smash items for points throughout the pizzeria. That sounds like a pretty cool fan game. And I think I would call it Hank Smash. And then, just to make it interesting, the animatronics would attack, and I would have to defend myself with my baseball bat.
We already know that you talked to Scott, but what about Matt Pat? What did you say or what did he tell you?
I was not on set at the same time as Matt Pat, period. Scott was there a lot, but apparently Matt Pat filmed on the first day. So I didn't actually start filming until the 13th day, and I stayed for 3 weeks filming. So I missed Matt Pat. He wasn't on set when I was there. Corey wasn't there when I was there. I worked with Josh Hutcherson. I did not see Matthew. He wasn't there when I filmed. I saw Matthew at the screening in Los Angeles the first time I saw the movie. Let's see, who else? Mostly the people I worked with was Kat and Joseph and Jeff and myself, and then the people in the animatronics. So those are the primary people that I worked with. In fact, my last day on set was the day before the influencers showed up. So I left the day before Dawko and 8-Bit Ryan, all those cats showed up.
What catches your attention the most in the fandom?
The thing about fandom that catches my attention is just how sweet fandom is and how nice they are, and what a big family that fandom has become to me. And it's so cool when people come out to the Comic-Cons and I see them and we talk. I mean, we talk for, several minutes, and I get to know a little bit about them and they get to know about me. People just give me some amazing fan art. Like, the fan art is so cool, man. And I love it. I'm a fan of the fans. It's just amazing. I still can't believe it. I'm still a little bit in shock over the fact that, I'm a big part of this great, big, happy FNAF family. And just the kindness, just the amazing people. And they're so talented and artists, whether it be drawing or creating cosplay or making music. The start making fan games. It's just this fan club is one of the most creative, talented fan clubs that I've ever seen.